Alright, looks like we're doing another tier list, guys. The Punch-Out one, I did pretty good, I think. It's only like, what, my third most popular video at the time of recording this. So yeah, I don't think this will actually be the same because that was only popular because of my countdown. But, I mean, hey, it's Diddy Kong week. I want to do a tier list of the DK family, or the Kong family, I guess. So, yeah, let's do this. Starting with the first one here, we got Cranky Kong. Now, Cranky Kong, he is kind of an asshole, you know? I mean, here's the whole thing. His whole thing is that he's a cranky piece of shit. And, you know, Cranky... Who even really likes Cranky? I mean, here's the thing. He used to be a really nice grandfather. He'd be like, oh, Diddy, look at you. You've grown. I'm so proud of you guys. Now he's just like, wow, you guys are losers. Back in my day, shit was much better. And he's a complete liar. He's like, oh, you're playing Donkey Kong Country? I beat this game with only one life, and it took under an hour. And I'm like, fuck you. No, it didn't. You fucking lying piece of shit. I guess his only redeeming quality, really, is the fact that he's pretty much Shovel Knight in Tropical Freeze, which, I mean, being Shovel Knight doesn't really save you from too much, though, so... I don't know. I mean, he's not even really all that good in Tropical Freeze. So I'm going to have to put him in C tier. But what about his wife, Wrinkly Kong? So Wrinkly Kong. Wrinkly Kong became a ghost for some reason because, I don't know, they just wanted to kill her off, kind of. But not really kill her, just, you know, make her a ghost. Which is like, why? She never did anything wrong. I mean, all she did was... She had a college in DKC 2, and you had to pay to save, which, I mean, that's kind of bullshit. And then in DKC 3, she had an N64 before anyone else. Okay, I'm starting to see why, you know, she was killed off. And I mean, it's pretty cool that we have a Kong that's a ghost. We have one down here that's also a skeleton. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to say... I think Wrinkly Kong is going to be a low B tier. Yeah, I think that's good. So, for right now, no one else is in B tier, so... Yeah, I think that's perfect for Wrinkly Kong. Speaking of old Kongs, we have this forgotten piece of shit, even though he's not even all that forgotten, really. Donkey Kong Jr. Pretty much a retro character now. Basically just there to be like, hey, the Donkey Kong Junior series exists. Play them on your Nintendo Switch, NES Online, whatever it's called. The NES games you get by buying a fucking online membership. Other than that, Donkey Kong Jr. hasn't done much. But I mean, I gotta respect DK Jr. because this dude, he freaking rescues his father from Mario, who's got him in a cage and he's whipping him. And Junior's got to go through a bunch of these alligators, climb on vines. It's pretty brave. I mean, it's pretty cool. Pretty bold Kong. You know, it'd be cool to see him again, but I guess he's doomed to be a retro protagonist. Plus, he does all this in pink, so that's... I mean, sometimes it's pink. I'm gonna put DK Jr. I think A tier is good for Donkey Kong Jr. Who else out of these weirdos should I pick? These weird, dirty animals. Here's a dirty animal. I don't like this guy, fucking Swanky Kong. More like Con Artist Kong. Hey, you want to play these games? You like my sick look? You like my shining teeth? I'm totally not going to swindle you out of all your money. Yeah, I never bothered with Swanky Kong. And never will, because I don't want to play with this con artist. So, we're going to just throw him right in D tier and pretend like he doesn't exist. Alright, now for some forgotten Kongs. Uncle Kong. If I'm not mistaken, Uncle Kong was actually in the the guide, the actual handbook guide for Donkey Kong Country 2, I think. And he was actually there explaining to you like how to play all this extra stuff in there. And that was actually pretty interesting. Like this new Kong, never seen him before. People theorize that he's actually Swanky Kong, but this dude's much cooler than Swanky Kong. Look at him. He's got this cool fedora. He's got this nice trench coat on. Swanky Kong, he's got this blue coat on. He looks like some weirdo who might want to touch your kids. Yeah, and Uncle Kong has his own tie. Look at this, a black tie with red letters, UK, Uncle Kong. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him. You probably don't know him well, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, he also kind of looks like Bluster Kong with that mustache. And we'll get to Bluster Kong. But you know, I wish that this guy was used more as like a guide in handbooks, if you know handbooks were still a thing for video games. You know, I think he's cooler than Cranky Kong, but not cooler than Wrinkly Kong. So I think right here in B tier is perfect. And another forgotten Kong we got right here, Redneck Kong. Originally going to be in the canceled game Diddy Kong Pilot. Or was it Donkey Kong Pilot? I don't remember it. He was supposed to be one of the playable characters. Then he got cut out and replaced by Candy Kong because people were like, oh, Redneck Kong is a stereotype. But this dude's hilarious. Look at this dude. Look at this dude with his overalls on, this nice hat. I would have loved to see this guy just because it's a hilarious idea. I mean, hey, if they got away with Kung Fu in the cartoon, I think this would have been perfectly fine. I wish we could have actually seen him. I feel bad for Redneck Kong. So you know what? Redneck Kong, you are going to be in... You're going to be ahead of Cranky in C tier. Yes, I think that is good idea. Very well justified. If you want to hear my justification again, it's because rednecks are very funny. Let's talk about DK now. I know you guys have been on the edge of your seats waiting for me to talk about the one, the only, the Donkey Kong. Even though Cranky was also Donkey Kong for a while, but this one's the good one. So Donkey Kong. I mean, you know, he is the leader of the bunch. You know him well, and he's finally back to kick some tail. He's got his coconut gun, and it fires in spurts. If he shoots your ass, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. Alright, so you know, that's enough justification. All I had to do was recite lyrics from a rap, just to know that this guy is clear A tier material. Undeniably the leader of A tier. Too good. But then there's Diddy Kong. And Diddy Kong, ooh. Diddy Kong is, let's just say that, everything that Donkey Kong does wrong, Diddy pretty much picks up the slack for that, you know. Without Diddy, you probably would have had a much harder time with Donkey Kong Country. Plus there's Donkey Kong Country 2, where he's the main character and he's going to save Donkey Kong. He's stepping up to be the hero, even though there's that one song from the cartoon which is complete bullshit. I will talk about that whenever I get to that video. Unless I upload that video before this one, I have no idea because I have not organized this stuff properly, even though I probably should have. So obviously, Diddy is too good, and you know, he's a master rapper. So I gotta put him right here in S tier. He just one-ups Donkey Kong with relative ease. Makes effing up DK look like such an breeze. Yes, good job myself. But then there's Dixie Kong. Oh, what am I doing to myself? There. All right, look. Everything that Diddy does well, Dixie does even better. Mainly because in the country games, Dixie is pretty much just Diddy, but with more power because, you know, Dixie can actually hover. And that is super useful. And Diddy is left with nothing. He's just a generic little chimp. I mean, then you think like, oh, but in DKCR, there's no Dixie, and you just got Diddy. It's back to how it was in the original DKC, and Diddy's got a hover now. Yeah, we'll look at Tropical Freeze now. Still got Diddy with his hover, but you also got Dixie with a double jump, which is even more useful, even more of a helpful tool. So overall, Dixie just one-ups Diddy Kong way too easily. Sorry, Diddy, but this girl will always be better than you. But then there's Funky Kong. Ah, what the fucking hell? Bam, better than all the characters in Donkey Kong Country. Why? Because look at the tier he's in. That's all the explanation that I need. All right, speaking of Dixie, even though I was just on Funky and not Dixie, here is her little sister, I think. I think this is her little sister, even though there's her modern design, which, why would you do this, Nintendo? I like this rare design, though. This is much better. I like this a lot. It's pretty cool. I like the overalls that she's got, and I like how her pigtails are more aligned with her size and not weird like how they are on... yeah, she's basically just... I mean, when you think about it, she's pretty much a better Dixie on paper, because she's like, oh, you know, I can hover, I can climb up trees, I can throw feathers, I can shrink in size, but you don't really get to use her much, unlike Dixie, I almost said Diddy. Dixie has her own game, and she's in Donkey Kong Country 2, and she's in Donkey Kong Country Returns, all where she's always just pretty much being the star of the whole game, pretty much the Kong that you want to use all the time. Tiny Kong's pretty good, except for a modern design, which I gotta take points off for that, so you get B tier, alright? You are gonna be the leader of B tier. I would have given you A tier, but that modern design is just too horrific. Alright, last of the 64 Kongs. Actually, that is not true. That is not the last of them. But we have here good old Chunky Kong. Now, Chunky Kong is just big chungus, mister. I can crush rocks. I can grow in size. I'm slow. I can't jump high, but I am one hell of a guy. It's also, I don't know, I'm not too big on Chunky, honestly. He needs rabbit ears and say, what's up, Doc? Then talk to me. I'll put him next to Tiny Kong. I'll be nice. I feel bad for this Kong, because, I mean, you know, he's trying. He's trying his best, even though his best isn't all that good. Now the last of the 64 fuckers. We have here Lanky Kong. This guy is weird. Really, really weird. But I mean, I gotta say, he is very useful with all of his abilities, because they decided to make him weird, but also give him weird abilities that were also really cool, like making him become a balloon, having him stretch his limbs out like he's made of plastic. He's the plastic man of Donkey Kong 64. He can also do that weird handstand where apparently he runs faster, which is really... what? I'm gonna put you in front of Donkey Kong Jr., honestly. I feel like you deserve to be right here in this spot, in between the two Donkey Kongs. Let's move on to some of these cartoon characters, because I've been avoiding them for a while. Leo Luster. No, his name's Bluster Kong, but I mean, let's be honest, we only care about him because of Leo Luster. You know, the hunky monkey who's he's a cool cat. He's got his sunglasses, got his nice hair, step aside, squares. But other than that, he's just some really weird asshole at a barrel. He owns a barrel factory where Candy Kong works, and he's always trying to sexually harass her. And you know, nowadays, Candy Kong can just take him out with the hashtag #MeToo. So yeah, I mean, he's probably behind bars. He's probably suffering like all these other Hollywood pedophiles. He looks like Hitler, honestly. Look at that. With the hair, not so much the mustache, but the hair and that mustache, I guess, kind of makes that connection to Hitler. Not really a good image for you, buddy. I mean, I'd put you in F, but you know, Leo Lester does exist, and he gave us that sick Leo Lester song. So there, stereotype Kong. Okay, Mr. I'm the Kung Fu Master. I'm so mean and tough. I'm so bad I scare myself. Yeah, you scare me too. There's some really disgusting freeze frames with Kung Fu, and I just want to stay away from him. He makes himself sound really talented because he's like, you know, I chopped down a tree with a bare hand. I outran an avalanche in the dark, and he's always doing his Kung Fu. I guess just to scare everyone off. I don't know, I forgot everything from that episode. I watched it way too long ago, and I don't want to rewatch it. Put you all the way at the end of C tier, just because I'm feeling generous. There's an Eddie in my spaghetti. You know, just Yeti meant to be a caveman, me dumb. Me caveman, me dumb. Me like fire, me like woman. I will say though, I'd rather hang out with a Yeti than hang out with a professional con artist. Baby Kong. Alright. So there is a baby Donkey Kong in the games, which is just Donkey Kong. But this is Baby Kong, which is also Donkey Kong. But apparently there's also some other Kong named Baby Kong. It's not Kitty Kong, who's right here. And apparently it's not this. Or apparently that name was used for both. Oh, oops, I fucked something up. There we go. It was apparently used for this and fucking another character, but this was the only image I could find, so I'm assuming it's this character, and that is a makes me want an afterbirth abortion. F? Yeah, F tier. But yeah, don't get him confused with Kitty Kong over here, because Kitty Kong is actually, I feel like Kitty Kong's a little underrated, you know. I mean, he's not the coolest because he's just like big fat baby that's very strong and heavy and cries whenever he dies. And it's kind of a weird team up where it's Dixie Kong and Kitty Kong. They don't really have that same appeal as Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong or Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. But I mean, he is still pretty useful. He can throw Dixie really far, and he can be thrown a short distance, but because he's so fat, he can break shit. So yeah, underrated Kong. I think this boy belongs belong all the way at the end of A tier, I believe. I think that's suitable. Let's talk about Candy Kong, because, you know, I was talking about the show until I moved on to talk about Kitty Kong. And I used a picture from the show because, I don't know, all the other pictures weren't all that good. I mean, neither's this, but I mean, there are some really weird drawings of Candy Kong and just weird designs of her in all the games. And it's just, this design isn't even all that good. It's really creepy. In Candy Kong, she's supposed to be she's supposed to be DK's girl. But, I mean, she's a slut. She's always blowing kisses to Diddy. Don't think I don't see that. I see that all the time. That is not cool, Candy. But, I mean, at least she lets you save without having to pay money. I'm gonna put her in front of Kung Fu. I think I'd rather hang out with Cranky and have him beat my head with his cane than try and build a relationship with this slut. Ooh, look at all these rejects left. You know, we went through all the recognizable people. Now it's time for these weirdos. All right, let's start with all the ones from Jungle Beat, because there are a lot of them. Like right here, fucking Dread Kong. Get it? Because he's got dreadlocks? Put you right here in C tier. Because, I mean, that's still kind of funny. He's got dreadlocks. Or is he Ninja Kong? No, this isn't Ninja Kong. Which one's this one? This one's Karate Kong. And we got Kung Fu, which, I mean, this guy at least looks better than Kung Fu, so you know what? I'm gonna put you... Sorry, but Karate's beating Kung Fu this time. I mean, like, think about it, though. If we were to see Daniel-san versus Po, I mean, who do you think would win? I mean, probably Po, now that I'm thinking about it, so Kung Fu should win. Karate wins. Karate wins. That's what I'm saying here. That's my logic. This is Ninja Kong. This fat ass. All right. I don't want to fat shame any overweight ninjas, but typically, if you want to be a ninja, you gotta be lean. You gotta be freaking. You gotta be kind of skinny, so you know you can move fast. You can sneak around, blend into surroundings. If you've got all that extra weight, you know you're gonna be slower, as it's kind of weighing you down. You're not gonna be able to hide as well. So really, that's not the best ninja, honestly. Why do you have this guy representing ninjas? I think we got ourselves another F tier. He doesn't even know what it's like to be a ninja. He's one of those kids that's like, man, I want to be a ninja when I grow up, but he doesn't actually try. He's just like he just sits on the couch, eats potato chips, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a ninja one day. All right, we got another Chungus over here. Sumo Kong. At least, see, this one could also be Sumo Kong, but no, they decided to go Ninja Kong. So you know what? Just in spite of him, I'm gonna put Sumo Kong. Sumo Kong. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna make you the highest Kong out of all these Jungle Beat idiots. Take that. Are you jealous? You jealous of their Ninja Kong that all of your friends here are hanging out in C tier and you're down there in F tier and all you have to talk to is Baby Donkey Kong? I mean Baby Kong, because like I said before, Baby Donkey Kong is another character which is just Donkey Kong, and I mean Baby Kong is also just Donkey Kong, but apparently it's another character. It's confusing. More Jungle Beat bullshit, because apparently we're not done. We have Cactus King, aka the Ghastly King. Why does he have two aliases? I have no fucking idea. But here he is. Terrible final boss, forgettable. I mean, I don't think he's a terrible final boss. He's just weird. He comes out of nowhere and we're like, why? You also fight him twice for some reason. And he goes by Cactus King first and Ghastly King, which is nonsensical. So, you, sir, I think I'm gonna put you in. Do I want to make you the leader of D tier, or do I want to make you behind Bluster for Leo Luster? You know, I feel like at least Ghastly King isn't a sexual predator. So yeah, I don't want a sexual predator being the leader of D tier. So I think that's a much better choice. Yeah. Ah, yes, the Rabid Kongs. Everyone's favorite Kongs. I mean, I do kind of like the Rabids, honestly. I don't like how people keep comparing them to Minions, because Minions are just bootlegged Rabids. I mean, Rabids are occasionally funny. I didn't really enjoy them in the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom battle. But I mean, it was cool how we had Rabid Kong. We also had Wario and Waluigi. Rabid Kong, though, was a boss. It was pretty fun to see. He also was in the DLC. I know nothing about that DLC. I just know that it exists. But there was Rabid Kong. There was also Rabid Cranky or Cranky Rabid, whatever his name is. This guy, though, pretty funny. I think the design is hilarious. I'm gonna put you all the way at the end of B tier. There's Cranky Rabid, because fuck it, why not? We're running out of characters. We already did one for we already have a Rabid for Mario, Luigi, Peach and Yoshi, so might as well have one for Cranky Kong, because, you know, we're doing this with, we're bringing Donkey Kong into this. And we already have a Rabid Donkey Kong. I'll put him below, what's his face? Rabid Kong. This guy, I don't think, a lot of people were expecting to see this guy. This is Bink, who's apparently a character in the Mario and Luigi series. I'm pretty sure in Superstar Saga. And I mean, hey, this guy's a skeleton. All right, that's pretty awesome. I like this character just by design. It's a skeleton of a Kong, and hey, you gotta love skeletons. So you know what? I gotta put him in a very specific tier. Got here Chained Kong from Super Mario RPG, and you know, I kind of feel bad for these enemies because it's like they're forced to attack you. I don't think these Kongs actually want to fight you. It's just that they're forced to. They're trapped. I think they only want to fight you so they can be put out of their misery. That's sad. I feel bad for these Chained Kongs. That's horrible. So you know what? I feel bad for these guys. I'm just going to I'm gonna put you in right here. Hang out with some nice friends in B tier. I don't feel bad about these fuckers though. Let's talk about the Manky Kong. So you know Lanky Kong? He's a Manky Kong. But at least he's not a piece of shit like this. Alright, this asshole joins King K. Rool, starts throwing barrels at you like a little fucking twat. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? You're supposed to be helping me. Do you want your bananas or not? K. Rool's probably paying him some of the bananas. They're just false promises. K. Rool's probably like, hey, I'm gonna give you a cut of my bananas, but in reality, he's not giving them squat. He's gonna make them his slaves. So you know what? You guys are assholes. You are not Kongs. We are disowning you. So you know what? You're going down here in the fucking reject tier. You get what you fucking deserve. Yeah, these fuckers too. What are these called? Minkies? Yeah, they're pretty much the same. They're just enemies. I don't think they're Manky Kongs, unless I'm mistaken. But I still think that you are just rejects. You know, you had Manky Kongs as an example as what not to be, but you still turned out to be these freaking assholes. So you know what? You get that. Also, apparently the baboons were on there. I guess just because they're monkeys. They're baboons instead of, you know, gorillas or chimps. So I mean, I guess I gotta rank these guys. They're not really Kongs though, so I mean, technically, I gotta put them in reject tier. Technically. Even though I do like them. They had a pretty fun boss fight. But I mean, they're not Kongs, so yeah, I feel kind of bad, honestly, putting them here in reject tier, but I mean, hey, I gotta do what I think's right, and I think they are not Kongs, so they're just reject Kongs. And that is the tier list. I think it's a pretty good tier list with no biases and no stupid opinions anywhere. I think that's overall a perfect tier list. So yeah, I think this is going to be just as good as the Punch-Out one. It's going to be just as successful. Everyone in the comments, tell me what your favorite monkey is, what your favorite primate is, I should say, because they're not all monkeys. But yeah, tell me who your favorite Kong is, and if you say anyone who is in A tier, S tier, SS tier, Funky Mode tier, or Sans tier, I mean Skeleton tier, I will know that you are unoriginal pieces of shit that are just copying my ideas. So yeah, thank you for watching. Who knows if I'll do more tier lists. This was actually pretty fun. I also enjoyed the Punch-Out one, so yeah, I'd be totally down to do some more goofy tier lists like this.